You are now tuned in to the Windy City Benders podcast. This is WCBP.
All right, it's another edition of the WCB podcast. It's Jarom, it's Tanner. What's up, bud?
Not much, man. You know, just enjoying the off season, just like I believe everyone else is.
We are officially in like the dog days of the off season, free agency frenzy. While it's still open, so there's some still big names out there. The majority of signings have come and gone. The dust is settled. Teams are starting to take shape. The Hawks rebuild plan kind of a little bit more in focus, with at least, sticking to the game plan of picking up picks and possibly prospects at the trade deadline. So we kind of have a better idea about that. A lot of shockers in NHL Talk and free agency. Well, not a lot of shockers. There's just one big one that kind of came out of nowhere, and the domino effects that is having on a certain franchise. But yeah, let's first talk about probably the most relevant news before we get into free agency is this. What was it, 2 days ago now, that it was announced that Eddie Olczyk would not be returning to the Chicago Blackhawks broadcast team after 16 seasons in the booth. It's been a little bit of a weird he said, she said type of situation about what fell apart and how they did not get a deal to happen. The Blackhawks thought they had a verbal agreement with Eddie Olczyk, and then all of a sudden he's like, nope, going to the Seattle Kraken. From my understanding, it's been like it was the Hawks only wanted to pay him like per appearance instead of just like a standard salary. I mean, this is initially
like a contract.
Yeah, so it wasn't like it was just like a per appearance, paid per appearance, no salary. They did apparently they were starting to have an issue with the national broadcast stuff. I don't fully understand all of this. I'm just a few bits and pieces. The main article I saw that talked a lot about is on The Athletic, and don't have The Athletic. I should probably invest in that again, but
just gotta wait till it's $1 again.
Yeah, right. And so he after a lot of soul searching, he said he decided that it was just time to get up and go to a new organization, new opportunity. Seattle wins majorly. They might have just won the offseason just on that alone. What he's going to bring to that team, get that team identity.
The biggest addition, Shane Wright or Edzo?
Well, yeah, I mean, it kind of goes really though, it goes hand in hand. Like their first year in this league, they really didn't have an identity. They were the kind of forgotten about them. Like they did so poorly in the expansion draft, and they were nothing but mocked about that. Yeah. And now you have somebody that is a first overall pick type of player who you can make the face of your franchise. Now you have Eddie Olczyk, who is going to be the voice of your franchise. I mean, that's huge. I mean, you finally get identity in Seattle.
I mean, I'm going to probably end up watching more Seattle games.
Oh yeah. It's going to be really exciting to watch them. And especially too, like they still have money to make room, like to make some moves.
Yeah, they do.
So
what if they get Nazem?
I mean, yeah, Kadri's still out there.
I like the way that they're doing it though. They're kind of doing it nice and slow. Like if they're not good this year, they're fine with that because they're building off of young talent. Like they're bringing in, they have Shane Wright, they have Matty Beniers, and they're just gonna. I think those are the guys you're gonna build around, and they're not even 20 yet. So it's like, I don't think they're in any rush to go out and like grab somebody like Nazem Kadri or anything like that.
If he falls into their lap, okay, maybe, but
right. But you're not gonna go out there and overpay.
Oh no, yeah, no. I mean, you could have overpaid already, and I think people are originally saying, hey, you better look at what Vegas did, when you kind of build in your franchise. And then they're like, yeah, we're just doing the exact 180 of that.
Yeah.
We'll get into more about Vegas.
I just noticed too, just real quick, sorry.
Yeah.
I just pulled up Seattle. All of their goalies, Grubauer, Drager, and Martin Jones, either have a no trade clause or a modified no trade clause. Isn't that fucking weird?
How is that going to work? Oh, no trade clause. So
Yeah, they can. I mean, unless they expect somebody to get injured, they're rolling 3 goalies.
There's still some teams that need a goalie.
Yeah.
And I think Dredger was rumored to be.
Oh, on the move?
Yeah, it could be something that they can move. Because I mean,
that makes sense.
He's only 3.5 mil per. 28 years old, so it's like he's got the experience. He's got, I mean, some experience. He's not like a young goalie where you got to kind of wait on him to develop more. So he could be one of those guys that steps in somewhere and helps out quick.
True.
But yeah,
that could be a draft pick back with some salary retained or anything like that too.
Yeah.
But anyway, Hawks talk still. Sorry.
Still that $9 million in cap space. But
Edzo's in Seattle.
I think he just
Hawks
left
continue their purge.
I think it's just 16 years. Number 16. Yeah. Like he's a 16 guy. So so he's like, 16, done.
Well, I mean, also you look at the way in the speculation behind how Pat Foley was kind of like pushed. Released.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like maybe he, with that happening, even though that wasn't this current, I don't know, because I don't think that would be like a Kyle Davidson thing, right? Because he's a GM, he's on the hockey side of things. Like,
yeah, I don't think that's his
be
call.
The president of of operations or whatever, or whoever does that. Like, I don't know if it's, I can't, I have no clue who it would be, but maybe you look at Edzo as seeing like that happened to Foley, and then the turnaround with the team, like, and things are kind of being weird, and it's just like, do I want to like keep doing this? Like, do I want to keep going until like I'm pushed out? Like everything seems to be like kind of revamped, like going in a different direction. So it's maybe he was just like, I think maybe it's just let's cut it off and go do our own thing.
Yeah, I can't find this. I can't remember where exactly I read it, but there was like a quote that the Hawks were looking to go younger and more hip.
Yeah.
With their broadcast team.
Well, I would jokingly said it in our group text, but like what happens if like all of a sudden we hear like Jim Cornelison isn't coming back like to sing the anthem? Like that's something I wouldn't surprise me at this point either. And actually I wanted to bring this up too. Is it about time to retire Chelsea Dagger?
Yes, it has been. We are way past Chelsea Dagger. I think if you keep it, I don't know, man. Even that, like, I would say once Kane and Taves are gone, you officially retire it. But I even think now, I mean, Kane and Taves, go back to let them be rocky like a hurricane, and Johnny be good if they score when they score.
Yeah, then, honestly, like, go back to just the personalized songs.
I love Chelsea Dagger. I loved what it was, but I'm so over it.
Yeah, and then like new slogan. I forgot what they had.
It was like one goal forever.
Yeah, and then it was something else, but like just like new one should be fucking dumpster diving. Let's go.
I think the new slogan should just be like, guys, please.
Yeah.
Like, and then like ads like, guys, please just come to the game. Just watch them.
Hey, tickets.
On, please.
Tickets. Tickets, please.
Come on, guys. It's not that bad. That's the slogan.
Yeah. It's not that bad. That'd be great. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. Like I remember
we don't have Foley or Edzo or DeBrincat or Strome or
wasn't it like
all these other players?
Wasn't like in early 2000 it was like the slogan was like let's go or something like that. And I remember and it was something was like, game is we're 5 minutes into the first period, Hawks are down by 4. You look over your dad and say, all right, let's go.
Man,
it's time for just a full rebrand.
Yeah,
I think it's
with all of that too, do you think that they look into like doing anything with the logo at all?
No, shut up. Don't even put that out there. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
If they ever were to do it, it would be this is the time,
I think if they were going to do it, they wouldn't be pushing so hard that Native American inclusion and all that kind of stuff. And they just released a video today kind of showing like what they've been doing and the steps that they're taking now. Some of the stuff they're talking about is like they're doing a scholarship for local Native American high school seniors for a 4-year scholarship. They're helping with developing programs so people can learn the language so it doesn't get lost, doesn't just die off and get lost out there. So it's like they're doing a lot.
Yeah.
And I think like if you hate on it or like or still like, well, we gotta change the logo or anything like that, even after seeing all the stuff that they're taking to, you know, educate themselves and try to educate the fan base and all that kind of stuff, then it's like there's just nothing that can be done to change your mind about it.
That means that you hate Native Americans.
Yeah.
If you hate the logo, you're racist.
Ooh, flip the woke on them. Let's go.
It means you're racist instead.
So does that mean Chicago Blackhawk fans have the most woke fans? Because
yeah, sure, why not?
they already appreciate the logo and what it means to a culture, and you're trying to shut it down. Oh, yeah. I like that, Tanner. I like it.
Hey, man, you know, I'm just out here spitting truths. Just out here red pilling everybody.
Oh man, I will tell you one thing though. Besides that, is the biggest nope on the rebrand. Kobe Cohen better not become a part of the broadcast. He better not step in for NHL Talk.
I was feeling so bad for him towards the end of the year because you can tell that like he was just like in the studio, and whenever he got like a chance to talk, he kind of was like afraid to because so many people were shitting on him. I was
you know, he's reading.
I feel
he's
so
reading
bad
comments,
but
you know what?
It's not like the worst thing in the world, but everybody's shitting on him for like trying to relate his experience to like what's going on. And sure, it might have been a little bit too much.
Yeah, there's a difference between.
Holy shit, did he look kind of depressed sometimes? And I felt really bad for him.
I want to start taking a shot every time he brought up bringing him, like, oh, back when I played college hockey, or oh man, when I was playing and all this kind of stuff. Oh, I couldn't do that. I would be embarrassed. Blah blah blah, like that kind of stuff. You'd be hammered by the first period. You might be hammered by the first 5 minutes of the first period. Like I just cannot stand that guy. And if he is part of it, if he is the Eddie Olczyk replacement, man, I am hoping to God I can get either a road feed or the radio.
I mean, is Kaylee Chelios still around? She was fine.
I know she's around. I don't know what she's doing, but they're talking. Supposedly they're reaching out to former players with like Patrick Sharp and Adam Burdish being the two favorites.
Okay.
That would be cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, who else would we need? Hossa?
Yeah. I like your.
Hossa would be sick.
Your Keith.
Yeah, Duncan Keith coming back.
No, he
we're already. Are we still paying him? No, he's retired, but he's on the books against us. Like, he's against our salary cap, so like, might as well have him come back.
That would just be perfect because texting Noli when he announced his retirement, I was like, he can no longer hurt you, Noli, and now boom, he's on the broadcast every game. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Imagine every time somebody gets a shot through from the point on the Hawks, like the Hawks shoot from the point and gets through, and he's like, I can't believe he actually can do that.
He must be the most talented defensive shooter in the league.
Crazy.
He can do
He's
that.
The best. He's the best defenseman I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God, that's so funny. So yeah, so the rebrand, I think we're all for it. It's time to do it. Just let's not go too crazy with it.
Yeah.
Other stuff we missed since we last recorded was the start of free agency. We were very curious about what Kyle Davidson was going to do because he wasn't going to go for the big name, sexy free agents.
No, you're not going after Kadri, not going after Gaudreau, not going after Malkin.
Ooh, fuck Malkin.
What a cock tease.
God.
This is bullshit. I'm going to go to free agency.
They don't like me no more. They don't like the player. Ooh. Just getting signed.
Crosby comes over and he's like, hey, buddy.
Yeah, Crosby.
Why don't you just try and sign a deal?
Flew to Florida to like make sure he's feeling okay and all that.
Yeah.
God. What are your
signs the day before free agency opens? Jesus.
But yeah, so the Hawks so we finally got a picture of what they were doing. You got the list of who they signed, right?
Yeah, the biggest names. Get ready for it because they're huge. Max Domi, who also tried to fight Connor Murphy with Murphy throwing punches.
Oh my God, I want to be in a locker room for that.
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine. It's Domi's the agitator, like that's the kind of shit that he does. Which it's one of those guys that you're like, I fucking hate him until he's on your team, and I can't wait to see if like that's going to be true for this guy or not.
Yeah.
And then Andres Athanasiou,
Fast as
who,
fuck.
yeah, that's the only thing anybody knows about him is that he's fast as fuck. He doesn't really, I guess he scores sometimes. He's fast as
He's
shit.
another guy like him and Max Domi are the perfect example of guys that had such high ceilings that it just for some reason just never clicked for them.
Yeah. And then one other guy that's going to probably end up making the roster is Colin Blackwell, who was in Rangers system for a long time, and I think he was drafted by them, or maybe he was undrafted. No, he was drafted by San Jose. How did he get there? Well, it doesn't matter. But he got picked up by Seattle in the expansion draft, and then he was traded to Toronto last season.
37 transactions under his name.
Yeah. Like he'll be
picked up by
like
Seattle, and he was
a third liner.
Then he was traded to Toronto.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, did you sorry?
He was picked up in the expansion draft in Seattle. Other than that, they got a backup goalie with Alex Stalock, who's been in the league for a while.
Oh, by the way, he went from San Jose, drafted by there, signed a standard contract with Nashville.
Oh, Blackwell. Okay.
Yeah, and then just signed a contract with New York.
And then got picked up by the expansion.
Yeah, and then expansion and all that. Forgot he was on Nashville.
Yeah. And speaking of Nashville, Kevin Lankinen went to Nashville. Whatever. Who else? Oh, we got Sakura back. Thank God. Dylan Sakura is back in Rockford.
Remember, Kyle Davidson did learn from Stan Bowman, so of course you got to bring back one.
Got to get the boys back together. Got to get the boys back together.
And Max Domi, wasn't Max Domi a high draft first round pick too?
Yeah, he was like 13th or something, I thought. 12th.
12th? Okay, it's not too high, but still.
And then the other one, there's just some more minor guys.
Buddy Robinson, who was straight up EA NHL's Create a Pro generic name.
Yeah, right. I don't even see him on here, but I know he got signed by them. What else? That's just. How about the Hawks that got drafted or signed already? The other teams. Dylan Strome went to Washington. Lankinen went to Nashville, like I said.
Borstrom went to Washington.
Borstrom did?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Delia went to Vancouver.
Oh, Gustafson went to Washington.
Kubalik went to Detroit.
Fuck.
And so him and Pius Suter, which I think is hilarious because they were both, well, in a way, Kubalik came over from Europe, but we had traded for his rights. But it was like, oh, let's scout. This guy is pretty good. Let's trade for his rights. We traded like a 6th rounder for it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. And then he ended up playing really well. And then we brought over Pius Suter, and he played really well. And it's like, hey, these guys, we have great European scouts. Yeah. And then our GMs are just like, I don't give a fuck. We'll have them for one good season of them, and then we'll completely just disregard everything. So let's see. European players that we've brought over that have done well. Jan Ruda has 2 cups.
Yup. He went to Pittsburgh, by the way.
Kempney has a cup in Washington.
He's retired.
Is he?
Or I mean, I don't know if he's actually playing. He kind of fell.
What was it? What was the other guy's name? They played in Pittsburgh. I don't know if he got a cup with them.
Oh, Cahoon
played really well with Pittsburgh and then also Edmonton. Dominic Cahoon. We have good European scouts, and then we bring the guys over. They have one good season, and then we're like, we'll probably get rid of you. We'll probably get rid of you now.
Overseas scouts are just good too, because then you like Panarin and Lincoln.
That's still Europe.
I don't know. People sometimes don't classify it. Sorry, whatever. Some people don't classify it all the time.
What?
Like Russia and stuff. Like I don't know if you're supposed to call
Russia.
And I don't know if I start censoring.
There's a big portion of Russia in Asia, but a lot of that's like not inhabitable because it's fucking freezing. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm not a fucking geologist. Is that good? That was a good joke. Yeah, I don't know. Who else did the Hawks get rid of? Okay, one second.
All right, we're back. So anybody else that we missed that the Hawks got rid of?
DeHaan's still on the market.
I'm a little surprised about that. I will admit. I thought
I can see it being like, it makes sense. He's not like a hot commodity where teams are going to go after like other players and things like that. Make sure they have the signings in set. And then when they're like, we have enough money, we should get this really good shot blocking defenseman. I'm sure he'll end up getting a pretty good deal though. Oh wait, no. I was gonna say Strome. That's the wrong Strome. Hawks. They have, let's see. Oh, Eric Gustafson went to Washington.
Yeah, I said that earlier.
Oh, I thought you were saying Borgstrom.
I did too.
Borgstrom.
Yeah, both of them did.
Oh.
Yeah, Washington took all our trash.
Strome, Gustafson, and Borgstrom.
And I stick with
that. Oh,
Kalnick.
Kalnick went to Vancouver.
Oh, yeah. And Delia did too. Or Delia.
Yeah, I said that.
Did you?
But yeah.
All right, we're just all over the place today with.
Well, it's because we're getting rid of everybody. Wait, have the Hawks? The Hawks haven't signed Caleb Jones yet, have they? They still haven't signed Kurashev.
Yeah, they said that.
No, they haven't signed either of them.
Those are the two guys that are supposedly.
Come on, we have $10.5 million, 5.25 for each. Let's go.
But Tanner, if you do that, then we can't make the biggest free agent signing.
The one that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
What is it?
You know where we're going. He all looks over my shoulder every episode. He eats the hot dog man who hates hot dogs. Phil, the thrill, the holy Mackinac. Kessel's coming to Chicago, and I'm saying it right now, and it's going to happen.
It makes sense.
Out there. I'm manifesting it.
You get Phil Kessel on like a 1-year deal, 2-year deal, maybe. I mean, first of all, who wouldn't want to play in Chicago?
Right.
Especially if you want hot dogs. But
especially as someone that doesn't like the media and everybody's writing this team off right now, so they're not really going to be focused on them.
You just were in Arizona for the last like 2-3 years or whatever. But it just, how funny would it be too? He comes to Chicago. We bring somebody else in that's about to set a record. They set the record in a Hawks uniform. Just like Marc-Andre Fleury, we get Phil Kessel Iron Man t-shirts with the Hawks logo on it. God. And then see you later at the deadline.
Blackhawks.
Like the Hawks aren't going to win games. They're not expecting to win games. Yeah. Bring in Kessel, fucking have a shootout with teams because we're not saving shit. Like that's a sick like 2 PKs, PK 81 and PK 88, lines 1 and 2. Let's fucking go.
81 though.
Oh, why? Because of Hossa?
Yeah, they're retiring it this year.
What would Kessel? Maybe that's gonna keep Kessel from coming.
26, his college number.
That'd be so weird. That would be weird.
Chicago Blackhawk merch team or whoever handles marketing. You bring Phil Kessel to Chicago, you can just send me a bill for one of everything merch wise that you make of Phil Kessel because I will buy it. I will buy it and I will wear it and I will display it.
But that would, I mean, if you're looking to put people, have people come to the game, bring in Phil Kessel. Like he's not gonna like cause you to win games that you should lose. He's gonna probably just cause these games to be more exciting.
And it's like you said, the Iron Man streak. You still need to put guys on the ice. Like you still need players. And if you don't get, greedy with like kind of what Arizona was looking for, like a second or a third for him last year, you can still get a draft pick, like a 4th, 5th even out of him. And if he really blows up for some reason, then you can possibly get like a second or a third.
Yeah.
But it's like there's no reason why, like Phil Kessel to Chicago is exactly what makes sense for the rebuild.
It's what I need. It's what we all need. We need the 2 greatest American-born players of all time to be playing together.
God, can you imagine a Phil Kane Taves line?
Well, I was also going to go into that too. That would be cool, but I think having him on the second line behind Kane would be sick. But the prospect of like the Hawks having Kane and Taves on the same line this year, and then like Lucas Reichel on the left side, is what I would go to a game to see. And then just like, I don't know, take a nap when they're not on the ice because holy shit, it's going to be a fucking mess. Yeah.
I hate that we talked about this because now I'm just like, oh my God, Phil to Chicago. Like, it makes
Yeah.
so much sense.
It would. He's at the age where he's not going to get like a long-term deal
34.
from many teams. He honestly, like, you throw a fucking no trade clause or like no move clause in like this 1 year deal. He gets to choose where he goes at the deadline. The Hawks just recoup whatever assets are available. He gets to go to a playoff team. Like, why not? I'm surprised he didn't get moved at the deadline last year. I think what
Because they were asking, I
Arizona,
think they were
like,
asking for too much for him.
yeah, like, what are you doing? Like, you're losing. You're trying to lose. You just get whatever.
Get picked.
They already have like, oh, did you see this? It's 4 second-round picks in 2025.
Arizona.
Arizona has 4
It's
second-round picks already in
ridiculous. So how they've
2025.
been collecting these draft picks. It's insane.
Well, it makes sense.
No, I know it makes sense, but it's insane how they're doing it. Like,
Yeah, they have, okay, so
they only have
three second-round picks in 2024, 4 second-round picks in 2025, third-round picks in 2024. They have so many picks. It's great. I love it.
and they're the one pick from the Rangers in 2024 in the third round could become a second round pick in 2026 if they elect. So they can just be like,
if they push it back 2 years.
Yeah, they could push it back 2 years and get another second.
Yeah, why not, man? Fuck it. They're building for 2030.
That's obnoxious. They're building for when the new arena's ready.
How is Clayton Keller only 23 years old? I thought he was like 27. I don't know. Hold on. As still on the Hawks.
Sign Phil Kessel.
I love getting like trailed off and stuff. It's so funny. Yeah, sign Phil Kessel. Get asses in the seats because Phil Kessel's gonna be there. He's gonna set the Iron Man streak. He's gonna fucking love Chicago. I mean, he's from somewhat nearby.
He had 8 goals last year.
Kessel did?
Yeah.
He had no help, didn't he? Or
he had 44 assists, 8 goals.
Oh, I saw he was only shooting like 5%. It's just like his like lowest shooting percentage of his career.
Oh, you got get him in Chicago, and then
he's not playing any defense. We're gonna lose. Bring Kessel in.
Spoiler alert: nobody on this team's playing defense.
Alex Vlasic.
He will be 35 by the time the season starts.
Yeah, bring him in. Do it.
Oh my God, he comes in. We talked to Versteeg to get him on the show. Oh my God,
that'd be sick.
That would be the last episode of the show because I don't know how we could top it.
All right. Okay, then. Oh. You've all been warned.
Yeah. If you see like coming like tomorrow and it's a picture of Phil Kessel, better listen because it might be the last episode.
Yeah.
Out of the players still available.
Yes.
Do you see anybody that the Hawks might just kind of take a run at just to
other than Kessel?
Roster? Yeah.
Or
do you think the team is pretty
Brett
much
Connolly? No, see, Michael Kempney's still in free agency. He's not retired.
So maybe he's just playing lower. Like he just really hasn't. I know he had injury issues.
He was having injury issues.
Maybe that's what it was.
He played last year. He had 15 games. Yeah.
No shit.
Stanley Cup winner. I mean, if anything, it would be like I'm still whatever. I'll talk about that in a second. Somebody, I don't know, Kyle Turris. Who would have like any kind of value at the trade deadline? Tyler Mott. Tyler Mott's the kind of guy that I think a lot of playoff teams would go for at the trade deadline. He's also an ex-Hawk.
I'm surprised the Rangers didn't re-sign him.
Ryan Dzingel, he's from Wheaton. Bring him in. Get him out of here. For some reason,
always gets signed or gets fetch at the trade deadline for some reason. I think
in my mind, I don't know how true this is, but in my mind, he's a very streaky player.
Oh no, he 100% is like a Dylan Strome.
Yeah, he only plays.
If he's playing with top guys, then he's great, and then if he's not, he is hit or miss.
He's just a complimentary piece to guys that can drive. Yeah, I don't know. Evan Rodriguez, like these are guys like him though. him, Tyler Mott, I think those guys would be looking at longer deals, but they also might not be getting them. So maybe the Hawks are just waiting, seeing what's left over and being like, hey, you can come here in a 1-year deal. We'll trade you at the deadline. See if we can get you to a playoff team. And then guys will probably just be like, yeah, sure.
Cap-friendly depth charts real quick. You got Reichel, Taves, Kane.
Yep.
Dome, Tyler Johnson, and how do you say his name?
Athanasio.
Mm-hmm. Lafferty, Kara, and Blackwell, Kurashev, and Whistle, Radish.
Why would they have Taylor Radish on the fourth line? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. So I mean, it's like
how shitty is that for Taylor Radish though, that he got traded to the Hawks, got to play with his old line mates from the Erie Otters and DeBrincat and Strome, and then in the offseason they both get thrown from the team. It's like, damn, dude.
We'll see also, if he plays next year.
I don't like. Why wouldn't? I feel like Taylor Radish will end up being like third or second line. He was on the power play last year.
Maybe the whole Hockey Canada thing is kind of scaring them about where they put him in their lineup.
Also, Boris Tkachuk, where the hell is he at?
Still
Reese Johnson's gonna play.
Still not convinced he's a real person.
Boris Tkachuk.
Yeah, that's not a real name.
I still think we need to move so like Jake McCabe and Connor Murphy.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I mean realistically, with the depth chart that we just read, that is a last place hockey team, except when you're playing in division with Arizona.
Yeah, it's a battle for last place.
Well, that was a cool one of those. I forgot what the account was like. That J Fresh. Yeah, they did like projected standings based on the roster moves. They had Arizona at 60 points and the Blackhawks at 62, or it was like 62, 64, whatever. It was 2-point difference. And I was like, damn it, you're still too good.
Yeah. Still got that Kane. Everything's going to change at the deadline. I'm sure
once Kane gets moved, we're gonna break Colorado's record for. I don't think Colorado was the record. It was Washington.
I think what are the chances that players on this team just get hurt randomly and like are out for long? I feel like Peter Mrazek's just gonna be like, yeah, man, I'm hurt, can't play. I get 40 shots against the game.
Like Hartman will probably play too a little bit.
Yeah, Hartman's gonna play. I'm sure they're gonna give a lot of these guys like ice time. I don't see. I don't know, man. Like,
so the only thing that's missing from this team really is a Phil Kessel. That's it.
Yeah, put Phil Kessel on the second line. I would put Tyler Johnson in the middle with Max Domi on the. Did Max Domi and Phil Kessel ever cross paths? I don't think so.
In Arizona?
No, because Domi was in Montreal.
Domi was Arizona from. No.
Yeah, no, they never played on the same team.
How long is it?
Kessel was in Arizona for the last 3 years, and Domi left right before then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It would be great to see like some surprise, like good players come up out of nowhere, or like guys that like play out of their shoes and get fucking really high like trade value, and we get something really good for them. But
any guys on two-way contracts, if they start doing really good, they better fucking send them right back down. Do not do this year. You need to wait until we get the first pick, and then you can play good. Then you can be a good player.
Yeah. Just like, okay, why don't you go rule the AHL for a bit, please? Like, we're gonna do just shitty in the NHL.
Watch this team just like major league it, like Cleveland Indians. They were built to suck, and then all of a sudden just go on a fucking tear.
Yeah, who's the wild thing? Peter Mrazek. He gets the Vezina. Oh fuck.
Vezina. Let's go. Yeah. So I think.
Anything else Hawks talk about?
No, I think that's pretty much it right now. Not gonna really expect much. The only really things you gotta kind of look out for right now is the Caleb Jones and Kurashev contract.
Yeah.
To come in. I think
Kessel contract coming in.
Yeah, Kessel contract. Oh my God, Kessel signs. We're having a fucking party. We are having.
Just so you know, the title of the episodes are going to be Kessel to Chicago.
All right, I'm writing it down now. And I think all social media posts will just be us talking about Kessel to Chicago.
Yeah. Just tag them every single time. Tag the Hawks, tag Kessel.
Yeah, right. So, all right.
Asses in seats.
Lifetime hot dogs for Phil just to play 20 games with the Blackhawks.
Right?
How many games does he need to break the record?
7.
Is it really?
I have it up right here. Actually, I had made sure to look it up. He's at 982, and Keith Yandel's at 989. So yeah, 7. Just to tie it 7. Isn't it hilarious? Marc-Andre Fleury did like five wins for like 500. Yeah. It's like
that took way too long.
Yeah. Also, he wasn't. I said earlier he was breaking records. He wasn't breaking a record. He was just hitting a milestone. But like this would be breaking a record, hitting a milestone. If he hit 1,000 games, that'd be sick.
Phil Kessel, when he
just needs 18 games.
I'm gonna say this right now. People can say what they want about Gretzky and how impressive his records are. If Phil Kessel has the Iron Man record, that's the most impressive record in NHL hockey, because nothing about Phil Kessel says Iron Man.
If you look at Phil Kessel, you don't exactly think Iron Man. You think Doughboy.
We say that with love, Phil. Don't listen to this and think that we don't want you. We say that with love.
I want Phil Kessel so bad.
I want him so bad on this team.
All right, that's it?
Yeah, I think that's it. NHL talk. We'll stick with the free agency theme. The biggest surprise of free agency,
Calgary goes up in flames.
Literally. The arena is already the sad dome now.
Yeah.
Pets' heads are falling off out there. Johnny Gaudreau tells them, like, what, the day before 2 days before free agency, that not coming back. I'm out.
Not feeling it. Not vibing.
Not doing it. Which I will also say this, that he said it was family reasons.
Yes.
Which everybody was like, oh, he wants to play closer to home. He wants to go home and all this kind of stuff. And they're getting pissed at him about that. He never, like, there was nobody, like, sources that said Johnny Gaudreau says, I want to go home.
Yeah.
He said there was thought that he would like to play, if he could play near home, like in New Jersey or Philly, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But there was never him saying, I want to go home. It's, oh, I'm not signing here. Oh, he wants to go home. Fuck him. People got so, like, Calgary, it's so funny. Like, and I'm really wondering if it's going to be John Tavares level with them.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing about that is, okay, so first off, he signs in Columbus. You already know this.
Yes.
Out of nowhere.
Also signs in Columbus for less than what he was being offered in Calgary.
Which
but,
is the point,
I don't know, like,
which was the point that I was going to come back to real quick. He signs for less money, yet Calgary fans are saying he sold out. How are you a sellout for going to a small market for less money? Your contract has no bonuses, has no trade clause. Like, he just took a standard contract. How are you selling out?
I don't know. Did you see the photo of him in his Columbus Blue Jacket sheets as a kid?
Oh,
Rick Nash on his wall.
That's amazing. I don't understand Columbus. I mean, I don't get
it's funny to me because Columbus had just gone out and picked up Eric Goodbranson on like a really bad deal, and then they're like, hey, let's go ask Johnny Hockey if he wants to play here. And he's like, yeah, actually I do. And they're like, oh fuck, he does. What do we do?
And now they got to re-sign Line, and they're about $4 million short, give or take.
Yeah, I don't know. I
think they're regretting that one again.
I mean, it seems like one of those teams that has cap space can take on somebody like Gustav Nyquist for like a pick or something.
I said
I don't know anybody that could do that.
Yeah. Hot Sock is back. Kyle Davidson has not called Jarom about that yet. I don't know what he's doing. That's the definition of a rebuild. The only thing is, well, no, I still don't even think that Nyquist would steal us games. I still think that he would just increase his trade value, if anything.
Yep. See you later. That's all I would do.
So
Come on in.
And I think my favorite thing about the whole Johnny Gaudreau situation was Philadelphia GM Fletcher. What is it? Fletcher?
Yes.
His first name. I don't know what his first name is. His response to why they didn't offer Johnny Gaudreau a contract. Because we have a lot of contracts that would be hard to move. And it just wasn't, it was just going to be too hard. So we just thought better of it. Your
Really?
job is to make your team the best possible. You have probably one of the best playmakers available in a long time, and trying to trade a couple contracts was too hard. Oh,
I mean,
Philly, I'm sorry.
yeah.
That's hilarious to me.
Like, should have just called the Hawks.
The
We
thing
would
is,
have
they don't
gladly
want to give up
taken on JVR.
they didn't want to trade their first round pick though. That's the thing.
Okay,
Because they know they're gonna suck again. So
that's fine. I mean, it was probably the smartest decision in the long run. Like they're not like knocking on the door of the playoffs, like ready to compete like super hard.
if you get Johnny Gaudreau, do you think not this upcoming season, but the following season, the Flyers could have been a contender?
No,
You still think? Okay, so I was gonna say
they have Torts. No,
I could have said why not do the top 5 protected pick, and just kick it down the line, where they could possibly compete again.
well, I don't know. I just realized too, they literally don't have any cap space, and they still haven't signed Owen Tippett, who they just traded for.
Weird redheaded.
I mean, they traded one redhead for another.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm assuming, I don't know what they do. They got to move somebody. Like the one that makes the most sense would be like Travis Sanheim, unless somebody wants to take on. Like, why would you give $5 million for Tony DeAngelo for 2 years?
And they do technically have to
put
get a backup goalie because
and put yourself in this position. Like, it doesn't make sense.
that Ivan Fedotov, he's in
Is
Russia.
he the one stuck in Russia?
Yeah, he's the one stuck in Russia.
No,
so they
I
still
don't mean
need
to
a
laugh
backup.
at that, but like at their situation,
It's a total
for
Philly
him.
move.
It sucks.
Yeah, it's not. It's a total Philly situation right there.
Oh, what was the other thing that they did that was super Philly? Oh, Nick Delorier, 4 years and 1.75. All he does is fight.
How about this?
4-year deal.
Does that cap hit include Ellis and Couturier or Couturier?
I would assume, yeah.
Okay, because I was say they had those 2 guys still.
Oh yeah, okay. I still don't think they're any like that much better.
How much longer are they paying Bobrovsky? Or
They're not.
Briskalov, sorry.
They're not paying him, or I don't know.
Because they bought him out.
Oh, they did buy him out, but I don't know how much he's getting paid. It was just one of those free buyouts.
No, yeah, I'm just wondering how long. I know it doesn't go.
They gave him $10 million. That's hilarious. It's probably like around $5 million.
Oh, buyout history length 14 years. So from 2013 up until the 2026, 2027 season. That's the last year. $1,642,857 every year until 2026, 2027.
Oh yeah, sick, dude. That's pretty neat. I wish I could do something like that. Just get paid to not be somewhere for like much longer. Yeah.
Now I'm just curious. I'm gonna look that up.
What else? What other surprises you got?
Kadri's still available.
Kadri's still available. I was surprised Malkin decided to do what I did. Not like exactly free agents, but Vegas is just another off season of giving away their best players. Can you imagine if the Hawks did this? They get a Vezina winning goaltender and they give him away for nothing, and then the next season their leading scorer they give away for nothing. Just what? Like, I don't understand. And like I don't know how true it is with like players pretty much not wanting to go to Vegas anymore because of the way they run their business.
There's no loyalty. Like there's like literally like it's one of those things where it's like you want to, especially if you're like a type of player where you're at that age where it's like, okay, I want to sign a long-term deals, set up a home and all that kind of stuff. How many of those guys have probably bought houses and then they're like, oh, sorry, shouldn't have done that. You're out.
Yeah. And just talking about mismanagement of assets, there's that one tweet that was going around that was like, Vegas had traded a first, second, and a third for Tom Tatar. And then they turn around and they trade Tom Tatar, another draft pick, and Nick Suzuki to Montreal for Patches. and then they go ahead and give away Pacioretty for nothing. Pacioretty plus for nothing.
Yeah, who was that other person?
I can't off the top of my head. I can't think of it.
Dylan Kuglin.
I
Coglin.
don't
I don't know.
Coglin. Okay.
Coglin.
Coglin.
Kuglin. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be any kind of player, like good player, but like how Carolina just making moves this offseason.
Carolina might be
I don't understand how it always seems like Carolina has cap space somehow. Like I don't know where they get it, and they still have it. And I feel like they always are active in the offseason. But they also do this weird thing where they kind of like give away things and acquire things just
what helps them
like big
time.
Names.
Yeah,
like last year they gave away like Nedeljkovic, and then they got rid of who was it? I forgot who their other goalie was, and then they brought in Reimer, wasn't it?
Yeah, Reimer.
And then they brought in Frederick Anderson and Antti Ranta. And then this year they got rid of Tony DeAngelo, but they're bringing in Brent Burns.
And what's huge and what helps
they
them
also
too,
brought in Kotkaniemi last year, and then
they're San Jose taking on a third of that contract though. That's big.
Yeah, because he was like an $8 million deal.
Yeah, they're only 5.28 now.
Ooh, they still need to sign Netchis and Ethan Bear.
But they still got $4 million in space.
Yeah.
Like it's really cool.
I feel like Martin Netchis is gonna be would be close to like 4.
Really
40 points in 78 games last year.
We said we weren't really gonna do like winners and losers of free agency, but yeah. I think one clear winner is small market teams finally like getting recognition as good hockey places. Gaudreau going to Columbus.
I think it's absolutely hilarious that Gaudreau in his story was like, yeah, I'd never been to Columbus before. And then when I went there, I was like, oh, wow, this place is really nice. And it's like out of all of the cities that have NHL teams, that Columbus was the one that he's like, wow, this place.
Nice.
It's like, dude, I've been to Columbus. Like Columbus is cool, but like I also lived in Chicago, and I don't know, like, and maybe every city that he goes to outside of Philadelphia.
That's the real reason why. That's the real why he has no trade clause, so he can just be like, when he realizes and he wakes up from whatever like drug that Columbus has him on, he can be like, get me the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be helpful for Columbus though in like negotiations with Patrick Laine, even though they don't have enough money currently. Like they can figure something out.
Well, he declined to file for arbitration, so that means he's whatever they're talking about. He agrees with them, or they're on
they're on level footing or whatever it is.
I just they're not going to compete anytime soon. That's what I don't get.
I mean, here's the thing too, like Johnny Gaudreau like has great regular seasons. I think I just don't think that he's a great playoff player, because when the playoffs come, like he's tiny.
We didn't even talk about the domino effect with that with Matthew Tkachuk.
Yeah, that's the other thing too.
Matthew Tkachuk straight up said, I'm not re-signing with you guys long term. So he's giving them a little bit more of a heads up than Gaudreau.
Yeah.
But also, even if Gaudreau said, I'm not re-signing with you guys, with the team that they had last year, do you think they were going to make that move? I would have kept Gaudreau for the Stanley Cup run.
Well, it's the thing though. If he had said it in the off season, do you think they would have moved him? I probably would have. But like, it's a trade deadline. You're not going to try and move him,
right? But I think people are like, oh well, at least Tkachuk stay in this. I'm like, yeah, but even like you said, if they trade him right away, that's one thing. But if you're getting to the trade deadline and your team is just, people are starting to consider Calgary a Stanley Cup favorite last year at one point. Like, you think you're gonna move a key piece of that just because you're worried about not having him sign back? I would trade Gaudreau for a Stanley Cup, no problem. You give me a Stanley Cup, but we lose Johnny Gaudreau.
Yeah.
Okay, Stanley Cup's awesome. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, sucks, but at least Tkachuk told him, and they can do whatever.
Where do you think he ends up?
I mean, he's worth a ton. He's 24 years old. He's insanely good. He plays a game that not many players can. His skill is so overshadowed by the Tkachuk name,
Right.
where he's like definitely a power forward. But I don't know if I've seen more people score from between the legs in the NHL than
He's fun to
Matthew
watch,
Tkachuk.
man. He is so much fun to watch,
Yeah.
and
He goes to LA.
it would be really cool if Otto could find a way to grab him.
What if he went to LA and it was him and Drew Doughty? Doughty? That'd be hilarious. I would laugh my ass off.
That would be amazing.
You just fucking, as LA, I don't even know if they have cap space anymore, but you just give like Quentin Byfield and like a first
LA's got like 2.3 million.
and somebody else. Anze Kopitar. Yeah, sure. Free up 10 mil, just give that right to Chuck. I don't think they would want that either. Jesus. Oh, what if it was like Drew Doughty and a first for Matthew Tkachuk? Oh, that'd be hilarious. I don't know where would he go? What would be? I know St. Louis wants to bring him back, to bring him home, but like
New Jersey's linked to him, but New Jersey, anytime a player says they're available, New Jersey somehow is linked to him. But that would actually make sense though. New Jersey's got like just over 9.5 million in cap space. They got a lot that they can move.
They could just move first. Like
they got, yeah.
But
they have all their picks except for the third round next year.
Like as Calgary, like what are you looking for in return? Like you just lost Johnny Gaudreau. Like your team's just took a massive hit. Your other biggest player doesn't want to be there anymore. Like, do you consider yourself still a playoff team or like a contender when you move them, or are you going to try and start flipping for assets?
No pun intended. You burn it down.
Yeah, like
I think you burn it down,
like,
and
you don't have a core anymore. Whatever happened to Sean Monahan? He just fucking fell off the face of the earth, didn't he?
Yeah, is he?
He's still there.
Oh, he's injured reserve. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do you try and like take on contracts that like help the team push for the playoffs, or do you just try and get like first round picks and prospects?
They have over $18 million in cap space. Your top guy doesn't want to sign back now.
You're paying $5.5 million almost to fucking Milan Lucic still.
Woof. Unless you go out and try to grab like a Kadri,
yeah,
Klingberg.
I guess you still have that cap space.
Yeah, I don't see any point. I don't think if without Tkachuk and Gaudreau, Calgary, I do not see as a playoff team.
Right. And like a team that would want Tkachuk, that has assets available that the Flames would want in order to stay as a contender, like does that team want to give up pieces that are trying to help them be a contender? Like do you value Tkachuk enough? Like that's why it doesn't make sense to me. Like do you
but also
like,
how much?
Here's what I'm saying, I guess, in a sense for like St. Louis. Like Calgary, to stay relevant, if they wanted to do that, would be looking at a player like Jordan Kyrou, right? All-star, just like Tkachuk. Probably plus, because Tkachuk's better than Kyrou. As St. Louis, I'm sure you would love Tkachuk, but like, are you really willing to part with Jordan Kyrou plus for the chance that Tkachuk helps you a little bit deeper in the playoffs? Or does Jordan Kyrou plus end up helping you a little bit deeper in the playoffs in the near future instead? That's why it would make more sense to flip Tkachuk for like a shit ton of prospects and picks from a team that is looking to add to a contending run. I don't know how you make like a lateral move with Tkachuk.
Tarasenko for Tkachuk.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense to me, because you're getting way less value with Tarasenko because he's 30 and Tkachuk's 24.
Well, no, yeah, like Tarasenko plus, but I mean, it kind of
like
Tarasenko
Tarasenko
still
plus
wants out.
prospects and
Prospect
picks.
and a pick, maybe. Yeah, I mean, Tarasenko still wants out of St. Louis.
Yeah,
You're
that would make
automatically
sense
getting
because
better with
you,
Tkachuk.
yeah, you go out, you have the money to sign a Kadri. You get Kadri if you can, and then your new first line is basically Tarasenko, Kadri, and Michael Backlund or whatever. No, it was Elias Lindholm. I don't know. I'd be interesting to see. I can't wait. That's one of those things where it's just like, ooh, spicy. And like, who
Yeah.
would have thought that Calgary would be just fucking collapsing in the offseason when the Hawks were like, watch us burn.
It's awesome to watch all this and knowing that the Blackhawks are so irrelevant that it's not like, okay, well, this team's doing this, so the Hawks need to do something like this. It's just like sit back, enjoy the league, see all the moves and all that kind of stuff. That's like some taking the appreciate, like, see, glass half full with this rebuild, guys. This is what you got to do.
Yeah. So I think what the biggest names right now in free agency, or the biggest guys that are still haven't landed somewhere, is like Kadri and Klingberg, right? And then you got Kessel.
PK still out
PK
there.
Subban. Like PK's not really super great, but he's not terrible. I just don't. It's so weird to me when somebody goes from playing at like a Norris level to being like irrelevant. He's so like, I don't know.
He's still kind of young. I mean, he's only 33. Like that's
Right.
what's even crazier. Like if it's like a 35 plus, yeah, I understand that, but
He got like, it's like he got paid $9 million a year and then just dropped off hard.
social media influencer.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it sucks when like shit like that happens. Who else is big? Anybody? No one.
He's not
Oh,
big.
Sonny Milano. I
I
don't
was
understand
literally
why
was that's
Anaheim.
just who I was about to say. Like I'm literally looking at his name. Yeah, Sonny Milano is one I'm very surprised he's not hasn't been signed.
Yeah, that was really that's surprise. It was so surprising to me that Anaheim's like, nah, because I thought at least from highlights, Zegras and Milano seem to have like insanely great chemistry, but I don't watch Anaheim all that often. But 34 points in 66 games, like they didn't want to keep him,
Yeah, I don't know.
or was it like they just thought it was going to be more expensive than they have $30 million in cap space? Why wouldn't they sign him?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! How do you have 30 million in cap space?
So we'll wrap this. We'll
shit.
start wrapping this up here. Let me ask you this. Based on because like you said, the dust is settled. A lot of the teams are taking shape and all that.
I think DeHaan goes to Anaheim. That's all I'm gonna say. They only have four defensemen signed right now.
They have 16 guys on the roster.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense though if DeHaan went there on like a 1-year deal or something, and then they just move him at the deadline like they've been doing with like Manson before and fuck, what was his kid's name? Huh?
Was it Raquel?
No. I'm talking about like defensemen that they moved.
Defenseman.
It was Manson, and then to Buffalo they had sent I have no idea now. Oh wait. No. What the fuck, man? And then I think he got traded to Florida. It's driving me crazy right now. Oh, that was one. That was one of them. Brandon Montour.
Yeah.
That's who it was.
There you go.
Manson, Montour, Vatanen, all these like young defensemen that they had like 4 years ago, or just like defensemen in general. I wouldn't be surprised if DeHaan ends up signing in Anaheim and gets that little trade deadline push. I'm surprised the Hawks didn't move him either. Like, Jesus. Move everybody that makes over like $3 million.
What is one team that you're looking forward to watching next year with
Ottawa?
Okay. I was going to say besides Ottawa.
Seattle. Just broadcast in general.
Okay.
Carolina.
Those two. Carolina. Toronto. I'm very intrigued to see how the Matt Murray situation works out.
Yeah, we'll see if that ship just burns down. I don't know. Who else? I thought so. It says Patrice Bergeron's a free agent. I thought he was already had a deal in place with Boston.
I don't think it's like, I think he said if he comes back, he is going to be Boston. I think it's like a Tuukka Rask situation. I think he's hurt.
Oh,
So there's no point in signing, I think, just yet.
yeah.
But it's
Okay.
like one of those things, like it's either Boston or nothing.
Trying to think of like any other teams that would be exciting to watch this year. What was I just gonna say?
LA.
Detroit would be pretty exciting. LA will be good. Detroit, I'm excited just because of Moritz Seider. Just another year. Can you imagine if like we go from perennial like Norris votes from being like Hedman, Yossi, and John Carlson to now being
Seider,
Adam Fox,
McCarr,
Moritz
Adam
Seider, and
Fox,
McCarr. And like right before that, what was it? It was Brent Burns, Eric Carlson, and Duncan Keith.
Yep.
It's always like a new three. Except for I feel like Hedman's just going to be there still.
Hedman will always find his way in there.
Yeah.
But
Aaron Ekblad. Florida's going to still be good. Jesus. I don't know. Did Florida lose anyone?
Florida lost a lot, and they didn't bring on anything because they had no cap space to do it. And they still had to sign Huberdeau.
Oh, really?
Well, no, next year. They have to think about the contract for next year, yeah.
That's fine. They're also Hornfist is coming off the books next year. They didn't really lose anybody. Oh, Mason Marchment, Claude Giroux, but he was deadline. Like Nola Chari is probably the biggest hurt because he was on the team for a lot longer than like Sherratt. I didn't know Sherratt went to Detroit. Also, I didn't know that Achari went to St. Louis. Damn. But Giroux and Sherratt were just deadline deals that like
now they don't have
sucks.
a first round pick until 2025 now.
Sick.
Because
We'll take it.
We'll
take it. Give it to us.
All right, you got anything else?
No.
All right,
I don't
so
think there's anything else right now.
This was episode number. I'm not prepared for this. I wasn't expecting this. 185. Let's go. Episode 185. Kessel to Chicago. All right.
Yeah, boy.
So make sure to follow us on all social media at WCB Podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube. Follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And yeah, just remember, spray the hockey guys every night. Phil Kessel, Chicago.
Yeah.
Let's make this happen.
Tell your friends. Tell your friends to tell their friends. Tell their friends to tell their friends and tell their moms. Until somebody gets to Phil Kessel.
We can do this.
Yeah.
All right. So for Jarom and Tanner, we'll see you on the next one.
All right. Love you, boys. Bye.
The Windy City Benders Podcast. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and YouTube. And follow the boys on socials at WCB Podcast.